Alright, greetings and salutations. My name is ComicFire, and welcome to the 4-year celebration. Now, when I did the 3-year celebration, I did the 3 videos that ended up resulting in a flame war between me and my Crocs. But no one knows that. Anyway, so this year I decided to just do a Q&A special instead of wasting a sub-special on that, even though I never have anything planned for sub-specials. On with the questions. So, I got questions from 4 users. I not very popular, so I wasn't expecting a whole flood of comments. So, this is actually pretty nice. So, I'm going to start with the Blue Tail Fox's questions. So, question number 1. What is your favorite Pokemon from each generation? That's a tough one. I'm going to go backwards. 5th generation, my favorite has to be Scrafty. 4th generation, probably Darkrai. And there's a reason behind that. It's because it was... Actually, I don't even remember why. It was like after 6th grade, I'd taken to trying to find out how to get Darkrai without using an event or an action replay. I never figured it out. I just ended up cheating to get it. Oh well. 3rd generation would probably be Rayquaza. It looks awesome, and it just looks awesome. I mean, how could you hate Rayquaza? 2nd generation is Cyndaquil. Also my favorite Pokemon of all time, because who can hate Cyndaquil? Cyndaquils are awesome. It was Raikou for a while. I really like Raikou. It's the only legendary dog legendary beast dog, whatever you want to call it, that I never found. And 1st generation, I can't really think of one off the top of my head. I'm going to say Kingler, because hell yeah, Kingler. So, yeah. Question number 2. What is my favorite video game system of all time? I'm going to go with the PlayStation 2. Nostalgia reasons, it has amazing games for it, and it can play PlayStation 1 games. Now, if the PlayStation 3 if my PlayStation 3 could do PlayStation 2 games, that would be my answer, bar none. 2nd place would be the Nintendo DS, because it can do a lot of things. Question number 3. Who influenced you to start LPing? That would be Chuggaaconroy. Yeah. Because back in 7th grade, I would watch his Earthbound LP every morning. I'd be like, yay, Chuggaaconroy, and I'd watch it when I got home, too. It was very nice, and I realized, hey, I can do this. To a lesser extent, my Crocs also inspired me to do it, because he said he was starting his Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time LP, and I was like, wait a minute, maybe we could, I could do an LP too, and we could kind of, upload at the same time, and, well, that didn't end up happening, scheduling things, but, yeah. And final question from Blue Tail Fox, are there any video games I utterly despise? And no, there are not. There are video games that bore me that I don't like, that bore me utterly, like Call of Duty Black Ops, and I firmly believe it is one of the worst games of all time, but I don't despise it, because I really enjoy watching my friend play it. Yeah, I enjoy watching my friend play a game that I hate more than I like playing a game that I hate. Yeah, call me weird if you want, because I am. Alright, so let's go on to GGRMX's questions. Question number 1, Xbox or PSN? I assume you mean, there are 2 ways this thing can go. Do you mean Xbox 360 versus PlayStation 3, or Xbox Live versus PlayStation Network? I'll answer both. With pretty much the same answer. PlayStation Network and PlayStation 3 all the way for me. I like free online. I'm not much of an online gamer anyway. So if I do go online, I don't want to have to pay to go online as sporadically as I do. Also, I like the PlayStation 3 selection more than I like the Xbox 360 selection. More RPGs and such. Question number 2. Ninjas or zombies? Ninjas. I was never a huge fan of zombies, and I don't like how they're invading pop culture nowadays. So yeah, there's a little inner hipster in me, so I'm going to go for ninjas. Question number 3. Legendary Pokemon or rare Pokemon? And I'm going to go for legendary Pokemon. This started out with Pokemon Pearl back in 2007. I'd be fascinated with finding all these awesome legendary Pokemon. I spent most of May 5th, 2007 doing that, finding a bunch of legendaries. And I spent most of that summer trying to find out how to get Darkrai and Shaman. For some reason, I had figured I've resigned myself to never being able to get Arceus. All right, question number 4. How much wood can a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I believe there was a Geico commercial about that. So I don't know. I'll assume a lot, because if its name is woodchuck, I assume it's going to be spending a lot of time chucking wood, as its name would signify. Oh, I don't know what that was under my legs. Was my cat. Anyway, question number 5. Are you sometimes crazy or asinine? And you capitalized ass. Okay, I don't know. I'm a laid-back guy. I couldn't fall under either. I'm just going to say asinine because I love King of the Hill, and my mom used to say asinine all the time. Question number 6, and his final question. iPhone 4 or iPhone 4S? I don't own an iPhone, so I'm going to go for iPhone 4S because it's the most recent model. By definition, it should have all the latest features and be the most technologically advanced. And I would want that in a phone, so... Well, if I was in the market for a new phone, my phone... It flips, and I have to, like, hit, like, the 6 key 3 times to get the letter O if I'm texting. But I'm happy with it. It serves purpose. I don't get phone. Like, why am I even talking about that? That's not even what you asked. Anyway, that's it for his questions. Next LPer... Well, he is an LPer, technically. Next commenter would be Drinkwater Laura with only one question. Said, one question. What made you start playing Pokemon as a kid? If you don't remember, that's fine, but it'd be cool to hear your story. When I was young, being at home sucked. There was nothing to do, especially when I was a young child. So I'd always love going up to New Jersey to see the rest of my family on my mom's side, who I, relate more with than my father's side. And when I was up there, my cousins and I would watch the Pokemon anime. And I was like, dude, this is so cool, I love all these Pokemon. Wait, no. The very, very first time I was exposed to it, I was in the Pennsylvania mountains, the Pocono Mountains, with my cousins, and my family, and they were holding a little Squirtle figurine, and I heard stuff about that, and I'm like, hey, let me hold that little squirt thing. And my uncle looked at me and said, did you just call it that little squirt thing? That's a Squirtle. I'm like, oh. And then I started watching the show. I'm like, this is really cool. So the next time we went up to the mountains, in our cabin, I remember someone playing the Pokemon game. This was the first time I realized there was a game, and to be honest, I thought it was a disgrace to the anime. I'm like, the show's so much better, why would they make a crappy game about it? Now, I want to go back in time and hit myself in the face reliving that, but, and then more people started playing it, and I'm like, alright, this is actually really cool. So then, December 25th, Christmas 2000, the year 2000, I got my first game system, which was a purple Game Boy Color, and Pokemon Gold, courtesy of my father. And I was like, woo! And I really, really loved it. I mean, I had a great time playing that. So, that's my story with Pokemon. So, and that's it for Drinkwater Lore's questions. So, final commenter, final questions. From Frozen Train. Question number 1. What's your favorite Pokemon? I already answered that in a previous question, but I'll answer it again. So, Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil is my favorite. I figured this out while playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon when I got, back in 6th grade, I was playing my DS on the crapper like I usually do. Well, that's probably a little too much information. Anyway, I was playing it, and so I was playing it for the first time because I had bought it while looking for Zatch Bell Electric Arena 2, which apparently never made it stateside. It's a shame because I loved the first one. I was playing it, and I took the quiz to see which Pokemon I would get, and I got Cyndaquil. I'm like, wait a minute, I really like Cyndaquil. I went through the whole game, I'm like, holy crap, I fucking love Cyndaquils. So then Cyndaquil became my favorite Pokemon. Prior to this revelation, it was Raikou, because it was the only legendary beast I never encountered. I encountered Entei and Suicunes all the freaking time, but I never, ever found Raikou, which I intend to fix in this Gold LP. Question number 2. Who is your favorite LPer, if you have one? As of right now, it's H.C. Bailey. Before that, it was Chugga Conroy, but I don't know, Okami bored me, so I stopped watching, and the day before Pokemon Black and White hit stateside, I was like, well, what am I going to do for the rest of the day? I'm all hyped up for the new Pokemon games. So I was like, wait a minute, H.C. Bailey. Now I remember when I first posted on the Game FAQ's message board for Chrono Trigger DS. I'm like, hey, I'm making an LP of this game. Would you guys check it out? Someone said, you don't even need to do that. I mean, H.C. Bailey already did it. You shouldn't even do it. He did a great job on it. So I'm like, screw you. And I started hating H.C. Bailey for that. Before I'd even seen any of his LPs. Which wasn't fair. So then I started watching his Dragon Warrior LP. I'm like, holy God almighty. This is freaking amazing. And I'm going to go into the next question before I continue the story. Question number 3. What is your favorite LP from another person? Again, if you have one. So after I watched his Dragon Warrior LP, I watched his Dragon Warrior 2 LP. It's just my favorite LP from anybody. I mean, like, I can't even describe why I love Dragon Warrior 2 so much, but that's it. I mean, I don't like his Dragon Warrior 3 LP. For some reason, it bores the hell out of me. But Dragon Warrior 2 was probably one of the finest LPs I've ever seen. If I had to choose a second, it would be Chuggaaconroy's Conroy's Earthbound LP for nostalgia purposes. So that's it for the questions. I thank you all for asking them, and maybe I'll do one of these in the future. No promises for right now, though. Alright, so that'll be it for today. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys when I upload the next episode of whatever LP I decide to film right after this. Bye!